Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you are a regular here. This is the continuation of the Idaho 4 series of readings. We're about to pick the next subject out of the jar. Please excuse any background noise. There are fireworks going off in my area, which all adds to the drama of the reading in many ways. So let's go. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Okay. So this is someone I have read for before, but definitely worth looking at again and again. So interesting that this one has come out straight after the last reading I did, which was on Quinn Kelly's father, because this time we're looking at Brent Mortensen, who's Dylan's father. And I did say in that last video, I wonder if there's any connection between the two of them. And out he comes. I swear this is completely random. There is nothing that has been like fixed about this at all. It's completely random. The universe is doing its thing. So let's go. So I'm going to start with the deck that I can never remember the name of. Give me a second. It is The Power of Self-Direction. Right, there's a lot of cards here, but I'm going to draw a couple. I'll draw 3, and I'm going to keep the other 3 for the end of the reading. So we have share, gossip, disclose. The power of disclosure. Share your truth with caution and discernment. Nurturing love, family happiness, unity and balance, gratitude and appreciation, joyful connections. And fantasy, reality. Fantasy is the compass, planting hope in reality. So what I get from this is the relationship that Dylan would have had with her father is that it feels like something, she wasn't afraid to tell him anything. It feels like they had a very open relationship where she felt comfortable telling him her darkest secrets or sharing any information with him. That's what the share, gossip and disclose is about. I think she would have been like an information pipeline for him in many ways about what was going on in the area. For whatever reason, if he may have needed to know about what his connections were, hopefully will come up in this reading. I don't remember much about his last reading, which is pretty normal for me. And the nurturing love, family happiness is just their bond. It's their closeness. It's the energy. And I'm sure I seem to remember picking this up last time. He would do anything for her, you know. there's nothing that he wouldn't do. Yeah. We also have fantasy, reality. Fantasy is the compass, planting hope in reality. That's one of those really deep things that you have to kind of sit and think about for a few minutes to get it to sink in. But it kind of almost makes me think of someone who ends up believing their own lies, or I don't know. It's a bit of a strange one. I'm going to revisit that with the clarifying cards. So let's do next deck, which is the Revelation Oracle. So we have destiny and we have 3 darts. This to me is about 3 targets. I know we've had this card before. I can't remember who for, but I've definitely had this card before. It's for a reading, for an Idaho 4 reading. 3 targets. Three targets, not 4. He knew about 3 targets. Then we have creativity. Is that about being creative with the truth? The next deck, Secrets Revealed, True Crime Oracle. So we have paperwork or paper trail. And we have a political affiliation. Now we had political affiliation for Steve G's reading, I think it was, which makes a lot of sense. But political affiliation for Dylan's father? That is surprising. Paperwork or paper trail, political affiliation. Someone's affiliated to him that has got him out of some trouble, in whether it's to do with this or it's just in the past. I can't quite get it. It's not coming in clearly, but someone is coming very handy for him. Someone's very useful to him. Because it's like they're making the paperwork or the paper trail disappear, or they're fiddling with something. Why else would Dylan be so, you know, I mean, for her to not be questioned as a suspect from the very first moment, which would be a normal practice, to be in a house where 4 people have been unalived and you just happen to be walking around scot-free, not even to be suspicious about that. I mean, yeah, they questioned her, but the questioning was ridiculous. It's like they automatically gave her the stamp of you are not a suspect. Why? Why is she suddenly so clean? I'm getting the word FBI, something connected to the FBI. So it may not be political. So the next deck is the vocab deck. The vocab flashcards. Okay, so we have the first card, sordid and nefarious. Sordid. George Remus left the sordid business of distributing bribes to underlings. Nefarious, which means villainous or notorious. All of the suspects were in fact guilty. But The victim was such a nefarious blackmailer that the inspector chose to report that an unknown assailant was responsible. What? All of the suspects were in fact guilty, but the victim was such a nefarious blackmailer that the inspector chose to report that an unknown assailant was responsible. That's interesting. That's not why. Just saying, it's so interesting that that's the example that's come up. And we have ambiguous and clandestine, or clandestine. Ambiguous, which means unclear. In battle, an ambiguous plan is a recipe for disaster. Clandestine, which means secretive. The clandestine activities of Cold War intelligence agencies were fascinating. So it's certainly secretive and it's certainly unclear. But what's this got to do with Dylan's father? Secretive, unclear. Sordid. And notorious. I mean, these words are describing him. But also describing something to do with the actual it's like he's one of those people, if you try and find out anything about him, it's one of those people, if you try and look up any information about him online, I don't know if this is true, by the way, this is what I'm getting, you're not going to find anything because he is so well hidden. It's all very, yeah, you're not going to find any secret leaked information or any particular information about him, I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong, but whatever information is online is deliberately available. So we are going to do the tarot. So these first cards, the fantasy, reality, share, gossip, disclose, nurturing, love, family, happiness, clarified by the sun. And the Six of Cups reversed. something, it's like some sort of success. But the Six of Cups in reverse makes me feel like this is something to do with historical revenge. Destiny, creativity, clarified by the King of Swords, reversed. So this could be him. It could be him. If it's him, then it's showing him to be someone who is ruthless. Nine of Cups reversed. He's ruthless. It's like whatever the historical revenge is, someone in his past either did something or didn't do something. Like they failed to do something they were meant to do, or they did something they weren't meant to do, and they got away with it, and it was a while ago, and they're like, it feels like whatever happened here, they gained some kind of recognition for it. Which could have put Dylan's father at risk. Maybe it did put him at risk, and he's always swore to level the score. And it's got something to do with that night. I wonder if Dylan and Quinn met each other because their fathers were already friends. That's how they ended up. I don't know. I don't know much about Quinn. I don't know if he's a student there, was a student there. It's odd. It's really odd. Then we've got the paperwork trail and the political affiliations. Something to do with the FBI. Clarified by the Five of Wands in reverse. Tricky situation, complex situation. It's like, it's kind of given me blackmail, bribery kind of energy. Whatever this connection is with the FBI or someone, it's like he has information on them, which he is using to his advantage. Doesn't make sense because they could just take him out if that was the case. Why they're not doing that? He's of use to them for some reason. He's of some use to them. Was his car? Was he the... Because even Dylan mentioned it, I think, in her interview about the SUV, the black SUV, which was interesting because I keep feeling like that was him. Why is she mentioning it? Is she trying to make it look... Is she trying to hide in plain sight? I don't know. But then surely law enforcement must know, or must have checked registration plates. Who knows? In this case, who knows? Everything's a cover-up. Everything's a lie. Temperance in reverse. Temperance in reverse. It's almost like he was, it's like he wasn't involved from the beginning. But as I've seen in other readings, things didn't go to plan, or they didn't go, you know, something happened which could have been disastrous. And it feels like he was the sort of person that would have been contacted to clean up or to rectify a mess in some way. Three targets. And then we have sordid. So we have sordid, nefarious, ambiguous, and clandestine. Clarified by the Page of Swords in reverse. Which, when this card comes up, I always feel it is either Maddie or Kaylee. Something to do with one of their families. It's not actually them. It's something to do with one of their families. It's either Maddie or Kaylee's family. It's something to do with these cards. Nefarious, notorious, ambiguous, clandestine. Is that who this revenge is about? and the star. The star. Hope. Unexpected help. Was there beef? Had there been beef? Had been something happen between Mr. Mortensen and maybe one of the Gonsalves? Maybe one of the Mogans? Why, and what would it be? Pull another couple of the vocab cards. And I'm also going to read the rest of those cards that came out at the beginning of the reading. Okay. We have a few. We have a few. Okay. Let's see if we can get some answers. So we have bias and callous. Favoritism. Callous, which is cruel as far as I'm concerned. It says insensitive, but I think it's cruel. The interesting example for bias: predatory animals have an instinctive bias towards hunting easier prey. We also have timorous and cynical. Timorous, fearful. Cynical, skeptical. Timorous attitude precludes the creativity needed to solve tough problems. Skeptical of human nature, cynical. Only a cynical person would order a veggie burger. Only a cynical person would order a veggie burger with bacon. What? It's interesting. This example. It's like someone bottled it. That's what it feels like. Something that someone had a job to do that night and they couldn't do it. They bottled it, which is why someone like Dylan's father got sent in to finish the job. We've also got insurgent and obliterate. So rebellion, insurgent. Obliterate, wipe out completely. Yeah, that's like, okay, maybe there was only a target of, maybe one person was a target, but in order to you know, make sure that there was no repercussions, then we're going to wipe out the whole lot just to make sure. It's like removing a tumor. We have to take the margin of this much for a tumor that this big, just to make sure. It's like that. That's what it's like. inevitable and nominal. Inevitable, unavoidable, nominal, in name only. In name only. Unavoidable. We have trite, archaic. Trite, overly done. Trite to me I thought meant trivial, but maybe I'm wrong. Trite, unoriginal, overly done. Archaic, ancient, old-fashioned. Ardent and schism. Passionately committed, ardent. And schism is a rift caused by a disagreement on principles. Wow. So there was a disagreement which Dylan's father felt so strongly about that he passionately committed a crime because of it. A rift caused by a disagreement on principles. What's the principles of what? So I don't feel many principles going on with this case. It's like something to do with beliefs. It's something to do with, maybe it was the principle of knowing that they were having to unalive, or the plan was to unalive kids, or not kids, but people of a certain age, and one of these people were against it. That's what it feels like. Someone was saying this is too far. One was bad enough, and now you're talking about 4. But then I've never felt that one person was responsible, or there was one decision responsible for all 4. And we've got loathe and revile, despise. Someone insulted him. Revile is to put someone in a try and ruin their reputation or insult someone, and loathe is to despise or hate someone. So did someone hate him, or did he hate someone, or is it just 2 people that hated each other? Someone tried to ruin his reputation. God, I need to know who this is. There's a huge, like, conflict's not the right word, but there's something here between him and someone else, which is part of the reason why this happened. God, it makes you wonder whether, because I don't know in what order the people moved into that house. At what stage did Dylan move in? Did she move in after Kaylee and Maddie? And I don't know why I think it's only Kaylee and Maddie, because that's the cards that seem to indicate something to do with Kaylee or Maddie. Did she move in after them? Because if she did, I'm wondering if that was deliberate, if she was put there because of this situation. How far back has this been planned? Unaffected, decrepit. Unaffected. Unaffected is... I mean, do I need to explain what unaffected means? I'm sure I don't. Decrepit means broken or decayed or useless. Someone saw one of these victims that were broken and they were unaffected by it. And I think it's Dylan. I think she saw a lot more than she's letting on. Because the example here for decrepit is, through a child's eyes, I did not see how Grandpa's charming cabin was actually rather decrepit from years of neglect. We have zealous and dupe. Zealous, enthusiastic, full of enthusiasm. Dupe, to trick. This is again to do with Dylan. It's like she had a job to do. It feels like her job was to mislead or lure or report back. Immutable, stagnant, immutable, unchanging, stagnant, sluggish, at a standstill. What happened? Recondite, out of date. It feels like he thinks he's been kept well under the radar. I don't think he has. He thinks he has, but I don't think he has. Compared to other people, I suppose he is, but he has something to do with this. And again, I don't feel like he's directly a direct perp, but he's part of the bigger argument, the bigger picture, the bigger reason, the bigger... There's a war going on here somewhere behind the scenes, or there was. So, these cards: destroy, be affected. Unhealthy relationships, through destruction, new beginnings emerge. Unhealthy relationships, through destruction, new beginnings emerge. Gives me chills. Then we have sleep, mentality, maintaining balance and a resilient mind. There's that card that comes up that makes me feel like this is something to do with rugs. And then we have collect, analyse information. Seek the light of knowledge, illuminate your path. First thing I think of when I see this is informant. But I don't think it's him. I don't think he's an informant. I'd be very surprised. I mean, I can't rule it out, but Dylan, I feel like, acted as an informant more than anyone else. I mean, we know about the phone call that she made at a certain time of the night. I can't remember whether it was after 4 a.m. Pretty sure it was. But I want to know what phone calls were going on before in the evening as well, because I feel like she would have been in contact with him. She was like, her job was to keep an eye on everyone, or keep an eye on, even if it was just Maddie and Kaylee, I don't know, to keep track of them, to make sure that, you know, she was reporting back to where they were at any given time. Where was she throughout the evening compared to Maddie and Kaylee? Was she always somewhere nearby? The more this goes on, the closer I feel, or the more convinced I am that Dylan's got more to do with this than people realise. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys, as always. I look forward to the next one. Don't forget, if you haven't done so already, please click on this link here and go and subscribe to my other channel and make sure you get your monthly and daily dose of Zodiac readings and guidance. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Thank you guys. Until next time, enjoy the journey.